everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over the 5 things that I love about the ZL1 1LE. And I mean, it's pretty straightforward, so let's just get right into the video. Now, the first thing that I love about the ZL1 1LE is going to be the looks of the car, and I think this is pretty straightforward, so let's get into it. So there are some things that are exactly the same on this as the regular ZL1, and the things that are the same is the front fascia of the car. So a regular ZL1 is going to still have the same like front grille, and it'll also have the carbon fiber here in the middle of the hood. Now it won't have the matte black there, but it'll still have the carbon fiber in the middle of the hood. And then in terms of everything here with the side, that'll all be the same except for the side skirts. That's look different. And then out back, the taillights, the bumper, all that kind of stuff will be the same. Now the stuff that's different on the 1LE is the rear spoiler here. The regular ZL1 has a really small spoiler, whereas this one has the huge wing, which it looks amazing in my opinion. And then obviously the side skirts are way more pronounced on this. You get the matte black on the hood, and then most importantly, you got the nards, and then you got the massive front splitter. And so just those like extra additions make the car look so much more aggressive. Now to wrap things up on this part of the video, I just love the overall aesthetic of the car, just the aggressiveness of the car. It just sits really nice and low, looks so cool with the spoiler at the back. And then obviously the wrap that I've added just makes this look like extra sporty. Now it was originally black, and it kind of had like that like sinister kind of like Batmobile look, which was a cool look in its own right, but I think this look just looks absolutely crazy, just like this cool like sporty look. And again, that's why I love the 1LE package compared to a regular ZL1, is it just has this extra like sporty look to it. It looks absolutely fantastic in my opinion, just from like every angle. Like from the front it looks great, from the side it looks great, and from the rear, again, just looks great from every single angle. The second thing that I love about the 1LE package is the sound. I mean, it sounds absolutely fantastic. Now, most of this is going to be us driving the car, but the supercharger sound is amazing. The exhaust sound is amazing. And so we'll roll in some exhaust clips first and foremost, and then we'll take the car out so you guys can hear like the supercharger with the exhaust, but like all of it sounds good. So I've got the windows down, so hopefully you guys can hear how good the car sounds. And that's one of my favorite things about the car, is just the overall sound quality with the ZL1 1LE. It's just so good. Like, this car just sounds amazing, and every single time I drive it, I love the sound every single time because it's so unique. You get the supercharger sound, and then you get the exhaust note, and both of them just always sound good, and in conjunction with each other, it's great. I mean, everyone knows a big V8 with a supercharger, like, that's always a win. And here's some downshift, so you guys can get some love there. Like, oh, that sounds so amazing every single time, and thank goodness there's not a lot of traffic, and oh, it's so low to the ground. But thank goodness, like, listen here. Ooh, I completely lost it there. But that sounds amazing. Like, oh, how could you not love that sound right there? The third thing that I love about the 1LE package is going to be the handling and the acceleration, so the overall performance of the car. Let's get into the power outputs, and then we'll get into the other stuff as well. So first off, let's go over the engine. So it's a supercharged 6.2 liter V8, and it goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission in the setup that I have. Now, in terms of power output, 650 horsepower and then 650 pound-feet of torque, which it's a lot, guys. Before we take it out, I just want to mention on the handling and the overall performance. So obviously the acceleration is ridiculous. This does 0 to 60, I think, at about like 3.3 seconds under the right conditions, which is just amazingly quick. And then from the handling perspective, this car on the Nürburgring pulled a 7-minute and 16-second time, which, just to give you guys an idea, a Lamborghini Huracan does the Nürburgring in like 7 minutes and 30-something seconds. So like, it's really, really quick, and it handles really well. So yeah, that's definitely something that I love about the car. Well, now I got to get the acceleration here for you guys. Oh my goodness, you do not get any traction whatsoever from a standstill with this car. Like, you guys, if the person like behind me were to see, I'd be kind of doing like a little bit of fishtailing. But yeah, the acceleration in this is ridiculous. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever, well, you guys have probably seen this out on the road. Like, you've seen a car and it just freaking like just instantly like goes. This is what that car does. It's so quick. You guys heard the 0 to 60 time. It's such a fast car. It's so much fun. And like I said, the acceleration is just, it's phenomenal. Like, it's more than enough power. Like, I never feel like, oh, I need more power. I usually get in the situation where I go, holy crap, this has too much power. I can't get any traction. Please send help. And the next thing to talk about is not the acceleration, but the handling. And I thought this curvy road right here would be great to use for like the handling. So you guys can see, like, even when you go up to higher speeds, it just sticks and it handles so well. The steering in the track mode and the sport mode has this nice like weighted feeling to it. And so just between like the heavy feeling and everything, it just gives you that like directness to it. And the car just like, look at this, the turn in, like boom, the car sticks. And I won't tell you guys how fast I went there, but all you need to know is it just, no matter like how fast you throw it around a corner, it seems like it always sticks. It's crazy how good this car is from a handling perspective. And I think that more than the acceleration, the handling aspect of this car is so exciting. Like, look at this. Like, it grips. Like, I don't have any issue with grip whatsoever. It sticks so well. It's amazing. Now, the fourth thing that I love about the car, and this only applies to the automatic, but also mentions something with the manual transmission, and that is the automatic downshifting that you get with the car. I'll explain it a little bit more when we get in the car. Now that we're in here, obviously I have the 10-speed automatic with the car, which, by the way, they only offered a manual for the first 2 years of production. So if you get a 17 or an 18, you can only get a manual. If you get a 19 or 20, you have the option of getting a manual or an automatic. Now with the automatic, what's really cool is basically if you hold down on the minus paddle, and I'll show this when I'm driving, what it does is it automatically downshifts to the lowest possible gear, which is just really nice for a track perspective. And then it's just fun to do like when you're driving, because like all you have to do is just, if you're stopping, you put your foot on the brake all the way and then you just hold down on the minus paddle and it keeps downshifting to the lowest gear. And so yeah, it's just awesome. Then if you do get the manual transmission, unlike what I have, the manual does have auto blip rev match. And so what that does is when you downshift from gear to gear, instead of you having to push in the gas to match the RPMs, the car will automatically do it for you. So if you get a manual, you have the auto rev matching, and if you get the automatic, you get the automatic downshifting, which I think is really cool. I wanted to show you guys the downshift function in action. So I'm in 8th gear right now, and I'm just gonna hold down the minus paddle. So you can see it downshifts to the lowest gear. And just so you guys know I'm not pulling a funny one on you, you can see that I have to click the paddle multiple times to upshift. And if you hold down the upshift paddle, it doesn't go to the highest gear, just so you know. It's only with the downshift. So again, I'm going about 50 miles an hour because that's the speed limit. And if I hold the downshift, it goes down to 2nd gear, which is the lowest readily available gear. And then you can upshift again. So the automatic downshift, absolutely love it. Now the 5th thing that I love about the ZL1 1LE has to do with the drive modes and then also the stability control. So let's just pop into the car. First off, the thing that I like about the drive modes is the fact that it opens or closes the valves based on the mode. So if you're in the touring or the snow and ice mode, it has the valves closed. And then if you're in the track or the sport mode, it opens up the valves. Hopefully you guys heard that in the exhaust clip function, but that's the first thing that I like about the drive modes. The second thing has to do with the stability control. So if you notice, if I go into touring mode, and let's say I turn off the stability control, all it's gonna do is traction control off, traction control on. And then if I hold it down for a really long time, then eventually it'll turn everything off so that it'll say StabiliTrak off, and then you can press it to turn it back on. Now if you go into the sport mode, traction control off, and then you got StabiliTrak competitive mode, okay? And so you have another traction control system, and that's what I love, is just how much customization there is. Now the really cool part is when you're in the track mode. So again, if we just turn the traction control off and then you press it a second time, it pulls up the StabiliTrak and it lets you go through different modes. So you've got the wet, dry, Sport 1, Sport 2, and race, and this depends on the conditions on the track. So if you have a wet track, then what you do is you're still in track mode, but then you put the traction control to assume that the track is wet, so the computers will intervene based on that condition. And so it's so cool, like how customizable this is. And like a little side note is you actually have to be in this form of the traction control to use launch control. So you have to be in track mode, and then you have to turn the traction control off once, like that, and then turn it off again, go into StabiliTrak, and then this is what will actually let you use launch control in the car. So that is the 5 things that I love about my Camaro ZL1 1LE, and yeah, it is an awesome car, tons of fun, and well, I won't get as much hate on this video as I will for the 5 things that I hate video, but as always, if you're stopping for the first time, please subscribe, and I'll see all of you in that next video.